here come up a little bit short, so you'll have a
No. No, I think it's really important.
I was struggling a lot with confidence.
She has more followers on Instagram than Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, or any other golfer alive today. She's been featured on magazine covers, in viral videos, and in endless debates about what golf should look like in the modern age. Yet, she's never won on the LPGA Tour. In fact, she barely made it out of the developmental circuits. Her name is Paige Spiranac, a woman who became the most famous face in golf, not for her swing or trophies, but for something more complicated. And that's where the paradox begins, because the same game that made her also destroyed her. Paige herself has admitted, in her own words, "Golf broke me." So how did a young gymnast turned golfer with all the promise in the world end up walking away from the professional tour only to become one of the most recognizable figures in the sport? This is her story. Paige Renee Spiranac was born on the 26th of March 1993 in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, into a family built on athletics and artistry. Her father, Dan, was a member of the University of Pittsburgh's 1976 National Championship football team. Her mother, Annette, was a professional ballerina. Sports and performance were woven into the family DNA. Naturally, Paige wanted to be an athlete too. But her first dream wasn't golf, it was gymnastics. From a young age, she trained hard, with dreams of the Olympics in her future. That dream came crashing down when she broke her kneecap twice before turning 13. Suddenly, gymnastics was over. It was devastating. But it also opened the door to something new: golf. Her father introduced her to the game, and Paige poured herself into it. By her teens, she was practicing relentlessly, splitting time between Colorado and Arizona to train year-round. She wasn't the prodigy who had been holding clubs since she was 3, but she had talent, athleticism, and a drive to prove herself. Paige's talent earned her a golf scholarship at the University of Arizona in 2011. She played just a few tournaments there before transferring to San Diego State University, where she found her stride. At SDSU, she became one of the program's key players. She was named All-Mountain West Conference in back-to-back seasons, and in 2015, she helped the Aztecs win their first ever Mountain West Conference championship. It was a career highlight, a team victory, something she later said was one of the happiest moments of her life. But even as her scores improved, another kind of attention was starting to follow her. She was photogenic, charismatic, and active online. Clips of her swing went viral. People were noticing her looks as much as her game. It was flattering but also distracting. For the first time, Paige started to wonder, would she be judged more for how she looked than how she played? In 2016, with her college career behind her, Paige turned professional. Like many young golfers, she started on smaller circuits. She joined the Cactus Tour in Arizona, a developmental tour where prize money is modest and the grind is relentless. She notched a win there, proving she could compete at that level. But the leap from mini tours to the LPGA is massive. To make it, players must survive the brutal pressure cooker of LPGA qualifying school. Paige tried, but she did not advance beyond the opening stage. At the same time, her online presence was taking off. Her results on the course might have been modest, but Paige's charisma, photogenic swing, and knack for social media turned her into a viral sensation. Brands came calling, magazines put her on their pages, and her follower count soared. And it all started before she even attempted Q School, OPU1, when she first made international headlines in Dubai in 2015. In late 2015, Paige received a sponsor's invite to the Omega Dubai Ladies Masters, a chance to play alongside top professionals. On paper, it was a dream opportunity. In reality, it would be a nightmare for her. Before she even teed off, critics swarmed. Some said she hadn't earned her place. Others went further, spreading ugly rumors that she had slept her way into the event. Accusations Paige later called the worst experience of my life. She played rounds of 77 and 79, missed the cut, and left humiliated. The golf didn't matter. The headlines did. Instead of being remembered as a promising golfer with a shot at the big stage, she was branded as an Instagram golfer. It was a label she would never fully escape. The Dubai firestorm was just the beginning. Paige kept competing, but the pressure quickly became suffocating. Every swing felt heavier than the last. Every round seemed like a test of her worth. She's admitted to crying before tournaments, to shaking so badly on the first tee that making contact with the ball felt impossible. She later confessed that golf broke her, that she lost all love for the game and it wasn't fun anymore. She would have panic attacks and dreaded getting on the course. By 2016 to 17, the reality was clear. Paige wasn't destined to become an LPGA star. Grinding away on smaller tours only magnified her struggles. So she did what felt right for her at that moment. She walked away from professional golf. For most athletes, that would have been the end. But Paige wasn't most athletes. She already had millions watching her online. So, instead of quitting golf altogether, she reinvented her role within it. She leaned into social media, posting swing tips, trick shots, lifestyle content, and yes, glamorous photos that drew both fans and critics. She launched a podcast in 2020 called Playing Around with Paige Renee, where she mixed golf talk with humor and personal stories. Brands lined up: PXG, 18 birdies. Callaway. In earlier years, they saw value in her reach. She appeared in Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, wrote columns for Golf magazine, and became golf's first true influencer. It wasn't the path she had once imagined, but it was one where she could control the narrative. However, the criticism never stopped. Some said she was sexualizing golf, that her short skirts and tank tops undermined women's sports. Others dismissed her as a sideshow, not a serious golfer. Paige fought back. She pointed out the hypocrisy. Men in golf were praised for charisma and flash, but women were punished for it. She argued that young girls deserve to see golf presented in new ways, not bound by outdated dress codes and traditions. When the LPGA introduced stricter dress codes in 2017, banning plunging necklines and short skirts, Paige publicly blasted the move, saying it shamed women for their bodies instead of celebrating diversity in the sport. She also endured relentless online abuse. Trolls attacking her looks. Stalkers sending threats, even death threats. Through it all, she remained outspoken, admitting that it took a toll on her mental health, but also gave her a platform to highlight issues bigger than golf. So, did golf destroy Paige Spiranac? In many ways, yes. It destroyed the dream of being a champion on the LPGA Tour. It left her with anxiety, scars from criticism, and a sense that she never quite belonged in the professional ranks. But it also transformed her. Without golf, there would be no platform, no millions of followers, no influence over the culture of the game. Today, Paige uses her platform not just to entertain but to advocate. She talks openly about mental health, body shaming, and the need for golf to be more inclusive and progressive. She's made golf appealing to a younger, more casual audience who might never have tuned into an LPGA broadcast. Paige's story is messy, but it proves one thing. Sometimes, being destroyed doesn't mean the end. It means the beginning of something entirely different.